and welcome back to Picking Fights with Friends. I'm your host, Chris Terry. Thank you for joining us for our UFC Fight Night preview show, Covington vs. Woodley, Part 1. This episode is brought to you by Half Empty. Check them out online for t-shirts, hats, and more. Did you guys see the fights over the weekend? Man, there were so many good ones. Let's recap and check out some highlights.
Excellent!
What a way to start off the fight. In the prelims, we had Sabina Mazo taking on Justine Kish. Hell of a fight. Mazo would get the submission in round 3. Second fight of the evening, we had Brian Barberena taking on Anthony Ivy. Ivy tried to make it a wrestling match. Barberena wanted no part of that. He would ultimately win by decision. Third fight of the evening, we had a catchweight fight. Brock Weaver taking on Jalen Turner. Turner would end up getting the submission in round 2. And the fourth fight of the prelims, we had Alexander Romanov taking on Rocky Martinez. Martinez was basically a fucking punching bag for the first round. Would end up getting submitted in the second. Romanov remains undefeated. And the next fight would take place in the lightweight division. We had Roosevelt Roberts taking on Kevin Kroom. Kevin Kroom walks in with $64 in his bank account. Walks out $50,000 richer after submitting Roberts early in round 1. Eubanks would pull the upset by dominating all 3 rounds and getting a decision win over Avila. And the first fight of the main card, Billy Quarantino taking on Kyle Nelson. Quarantino would get a knockout just 7 seconds into the third round. In the lightweight division, we had Bobby Green taking on Alan Patrick. Bobby Green was very disappointed in his performance. I thought he looked great. And in the light heavyweight division, upset of the night, Ed Herman submits Mike Rodriguez in the third round. And moving on to the women's flyweight, I called this one a little bit scary for Roxanne early, but she ends up winning by decision. On to the men's lightweight division, we had Otman Azatir taking on Kalma Worthy. Azatir wasted no time and finished Kalma Worthy at 1 minute 33 seconds of round 1. And our main event of the evening, in the women's strawweight division, we had Michelle Watterson taking on Angela Hill. I had Hill winning this fight 3-2. Judges saw it the other way and gave Watterson the decision.
Welcome to another edition of the Casual Corner with Thomas. What's up, everybody? Did you watch the fights last weekend? Some pretty good ones. I didn't watch them, but we're going to recap anyways. Okay, here's the results. All right, I'm glad we did that. That was good. Good results. Recap, guys. All right, Ottoman Empire Azadir versus Kama. I'm the captain now. Worthy. Wow. There's a reason why that guy's called the Bulldozer, right? So this guy got a finish in the first round, TKO. So to look for this guy's rankings, I had to go all the way down to I don't know. I had to scroll down to 35. So above this guy, though, we have some interesting matchups. I'd say anyone in the top 25 would be a great fight for this guy. Maybe even up to number 23 with Bobby Green, who just came off a win, as we saw, against Alan Patrick, or as I like to call him, Alan Patrick. Okay, moving on to Roxanne, a.k.a.
What?
Tina from Bob's
Turn
Burgers.
down the music.
Modafferi versus Andrea KGB Lee. Roxanne did her thing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Turn it down.
Looking at these rankings, I see Roxanne's at number 8 here. I'd say either a Lauren Murphy or a Joanne Calderwood fight with her. They both beat Andrea Pee Wee Lee. And who, by the way, is on a little bit of a losing streak, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, on the fight of the night, we had Michelle on Wheels Watterson
Seriously?
versus Angela Hank Hill.
The music?
This was fight of the night. These fighters put their skills on display, and Michelle came out on top with a decision. Just barely, though. Angela fought a great fight.
Oh my God.
And let's see what's next for these ladies. As you can see, I got 2 sources here. I got the UFC one on the right, and I got some other bullshit on the left. So, what's next for these ladies? Is Watterson gonna fight someone that, you know, she's fought before. Is she going to get beat by Joanna? I don't know. Angela, you know what? For both these ladies, I'd like to see Amanda Rebus fight either one of them. I think that'd be a great fight, and I like Amanda Rebus. So there you have it. Keep on rocking in the free world. Bye.
So here's how my bets did over the weekend. My 3-leg parlay had Quarantino, Rodriguez, and Barberena. It would have cashed had Rodriguez would have won. Quarantino and Barberena both won. Unfortunately, Rodriguez got submitted in the 3rd round. My straight bets, I went 1 for 2. If you bet Mazo, you would have won. If you bet Avila, you would have lost. All my underdog picks won. If you parlayed them, you probably made some really good money. I had Michelle Watterson, Roxanne Modafferi, and Otman Azatar. If you bet them single, you would have won. If you would have parlayed them, you would have cashed a lot of money. Let me know how you guys did. Hopefully I made you some money. Make sure to check back Friday for more best bets. Until then, I'll talk to you later. Bye. This event takes place at the UFC Apex Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Prelims start at 2 p.m. and the main card starts at 5 p.m. In our first fight of the prelims, we have Tyson Nam taking on Jerome Rivera. Tyson Nam has a record of 19-11-1. He's 36 years old, stands 5'6" tall, and has a reach of 68 inches. Jerome Rivera has a record of 10-2. He's 25 years old, stands 5'8", and has a reach of 72 inches. Odds makers have Nam at -161 and Rivera at +130. I'm going to go with Tyson Nam by decision. In our second fight of the prelims, we have Derek Minner taking on TJ Laramie. Minner has a record of 24-11, is 30 years old, stands 5'6" tall, has a reach of 69.5 inches. TJ Laramie has a record of 12-3, is 22 years old, stands 5'5", and has a reach of 66 inches. Odds makers have Minner at +210 and Laramie at -218. I'm going to go with Laramie by decision. Third fight of the prelims, we have Andre Ewell taking on Erwin Rivera. Ewell has a record of 16-6, is 32 years old, stands 5'7", and has a reach of 75 inches. Erwin Rivera has a record of 10-5, is 31 years old, stands 5'5", and has a reach of 67 inches. Odds makers have Ewell at -200 and Rivera at +160. I'm going to go Ewell by knockout round 2. Fourth fight of the prelims, we have Journey Newston taking on Randy Costa. Newston has a record of 9-2 and 1 no contest, is 31 years old, stands 5'4", and has a reach of 67.5 inches. Randy Costa has a record of 5-1, is 26 years old, stands 5'8", and has a reach of 73 inches. Odds makers have Newston at -149 and Costa at +120. I'm going to go Newston by decision. In the women's bantamweight division, we have Jessica Rose Clark taking on Sarah Alpar. Clark has a record of 9-6 and 1 no contest. She's 32 years old, stands 5'4" tall, and has a reach of 64.5 inches. Alpar has a record of 9-4, is 29 years old, stands 5'3", and apparently has no reach. Odds makers have Rose Clark at -227 and Alpar at +175. I'm going to go with Jessica Rose Clark by decision. We have Jordan Espinoza taking on David Dvorak. Espinoza's record of 15-7 and 1 no contest, is 30 years old, stands 5'5", and has a reach of 69.5 inches. David Dvorak has a record of 18-3, is 28 years old, stands 5'4", and has a reach of 68.5 inches. Odds makers have Espinoza and Dvorak at -110 each. This one's going to be a really close fight. I'm going to go Dvorak by decision. And on to the women's flyweight division, we have Mayra Bueno Silva taking on Mara Romero Borea. Bueno Silva has a record of 6-1, is 29 years old, stands 5'5", and has a reach of 66.5 inches. Mara Romero Borea has a record of 12-8 and 2 no contest, is 34 years old, stands 5'5" tall, and has a reach of 69 inches. Odds makers have Bueno Silva at -250 and Romero Borea at +190. I'm going to go with Bueno Silva by decision. And in the featherweight division, we have Mirsad Bektik taking on Luis Garagori. Bektik has a record of 13-3, is 29 years old, stands 5'7", and has a reach of 70 inches. Garagori is 31 years old, is 5'8", and has a reach of 70 inches. Odds makers have Bektik at minus 500 and Garagori at plus 350. I'm going to go Bektik knockout round 2. And our first fight of the main card, we have Kevin Holland taking on Darren Stewart. Holland has a record of 18-5, is 27 years old, stands 6'2", and has a reach of 81 inches. Darren Stewart has a record of 12-5 and 1 no contest, is 29 years old, stands 6 foot tall, and has a reach of 74 inches. Odds makers have Holland at minus 250 and Stewart at plus 190. I'm going to go Holland knockout round 1. Second fight of the main card is in the women's strawweight division. We have Mackenzie Dern taking on Randa Marcos. Dern has a record of 8-1, is 27 years old, stands 5'3", and has a reach of 63 inches. Marcos has a record of 10-9-1, is 35 years old, stands 5'3" tall, and has a reach of 63.5 inches. Odds makers have Dern at minus 175 and Marcos at plus 138. I'm going to go with Randa Marcos to pull an upset and win by decision. Our third fight of the main card, this one is going to be great. We have Johnny Walker taking on Ryan Spann. Walker has a record of 17-5, is 28 years old, stands 6'5" tall, and has a reach of 82 inches. Ryan Spann has a record of 18-5, is 29 years old, stands 6'4" tall, and has a reach of 79 inches. Odds makers have Walker at minus 125 and Spann at plus 100. I'm going to go Johnny Walker knockout round 1. In our fourth fight of the main card, we have Kazimierz Chimaev taking on Gerald Meerschaert. Chimaev has a record of 8-0, is 26 years old, stands 6'2" tall, and has a reach of 75 inches. Meerschaert has a record of 31-13, is 32 years old, and stands 6'1", and has a reach of 77.5 inches. Odds makers have Chimaev at minus 455 and Meerschaert at plus 320. I'm going to go Chimaev by knockout or submission round 1. In our co-main event of the evening, we have Donald Cowboy Cerrone taking on Nico Price. Cerrone has a record of 36-15 and 1 no contest. He's 37 years old, stands 6'1", and has a reach of 73 inches. Nico Price has a record of 14-4 and 1 no contest, is 30 years old, and stands 6 foot tall, and has a reach of 76 inches. Odds makers have Cerrone at plus 320 and Price at minus 149. Man, this one's a really, really tough fight to pick. I'm a huge Cowboy Cerrone fan. I'm going to go Cowboy here. I think Cowboy can pull the upset. Even though the odds makers have Cowboy as an underdog here, I'm going to go with Cowboy to win by decision. And our main event of the evening, we have Colby Covington taking on Tyron Woodley. Covington has a record of 15-2, is 32 years old, stands 5'9", and has a reach of 72 inches. Woodley has a record of 19-5 and 1, is 38 years old, stands 5'8", and has a reach of 74 inches. Odds makers have Covington at minus 345 and Woodley at plus 260. I'm going to go with Colby Covington to win by knockout in round 3. And that's the show, guys. Thank you for watching Picking Fights with Friends, UFC Fight Night, Covington vs. Woodley, Part 1. Make sure to check back Friday for Part 2. Leave a message in the comments, guys. Let me know who you think is going to win this weekend. If you have any bets that you recommend, or if you just have a general question, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I want to thank Half Empty. All right, guys, I will talk to you Friday. Have a great week. Take care. Bye.